Welcome back into the Sports Source. This segment of our show brought to you by Calhoun's. Taste Tennessee's best barbecue, ribs, best steak, best sandwiches, and more. Head to any one of Calhoun's 9 area locations this week. I was the Neyland Drive location just last week. Cannot beat it. Calhoun's. All right, can't beat these guys either. We're keeping Mike Strange in, but I'm bringing in the VFLs. We got Shazon Bradley right here. We got Sterling Hinton right there. We got Bobby Scott. Thanks to all you guys, by the way, for coming in and joining us live on New Year's Day. I appreciate it, especially knowing Mike Strange was out tearing up the town till 5 a.m. So.
He does.
All
He
right.
looks like
He wanted it right, baby.
All right, for Vol
I was in
fans,
sweatpants, for the record, on the couch.
for Vol fans, I started to say, you went to a club in sweatpants? All right, for kind of Costanza. All right, Vol fans, it was a case of anticipation this year. You anticipated a big deal, which means you're more angry when you don't hit that big deal. It's a failure to hit the goal, and it was the goal. That's why they had the little wristbands that said own it, own the expectations. They didn't hit it. On a pass-fail scale, fail. We don't live in a pass-fail world. A to F, what do you look at in terms of a grade on this season? And before you speak, I do want to point something out here. Let's take a look at some positives. Wasn't all bad this year. You won the battle at Bristol that people had talked about for years. You blew out a Virginia Tech team that won 10 games. Snapped an 11-game losing streak to Florida, which a lot of people said, just beat Florida and I'll be happy this year. Beat Georgia for the second year in a row. Won that game, first time in school history that you won a game on a Hail Mary. You don't see that. Won a bowl game, beat Nebraska for the first time ever. You had history-making performances by Dobbs and Barnett this year. Back-to-back 9-win seasons for the first time in a decade. 3 bowl wins in a row for the first time in 20 years. There were some positives. The question is, how many positives? What do they do in terms of grade? I'll start down there with Bobby Scott. I'm messing up my director whose graphics I built the other way. Sorry, Chris. This one's on me. Bobby, what kind of grade do you give Tennessee for the season?
You know, you said no pluses or minuses, so I'm going to go with a lower B.
So not a B minus, but a lower B.
I just think we needed to have more depth, which we were short of. I think that cost us when we had all the injuries and everything that we had. I think the game yesterday or day before yesterday was showed that these young kids have been playing more. They're getting more experience and they're playing a little better.
Mike, your grade.
So, Bobby, is that a lowercase b, maybe?
Yeah, I can do that. I can handle that.
I'm going to go an uppercase B. Just for all the things you enumerated in that graphic, that's a B to me. Obviously, you're not going to get an A because you didn't win the East, but too many good things happened for it to be lower than a B to me.
Okay. I mean, now we could do a list that also shows failed to win the East, lost to South Carolina. I would chalk that up. Upsets happen. Lost to Vanderbilt too. So you got the minuses, but it's not, I just don't see it as an F type of year. I would go B as well. Sterling Hinton, what are you giving it? Come on, be realistic.
I'm always realistic, John P. What do you mean?
In Sterling world.
Hey, well, that's where I live. But no, I'm giving. We got a lowercase b, we got a capital B. I'm giving a bold, deep black capital B for our University of Tennessee football team. This is what's happening, fellas. You know, we had a whole year of injury-plagued offense and defense. We had 23 players hurt at one time. Now you got Ohio State team, who was no doubt a better team than a donut against Clemson yesterday, but they had 2 players hurt, different game. Peppers against Michigan. Without them, different game. Michigan loses. We had 23 players hurt, and I got to believe that our Jalen Reeves-Maybin, quarterback of our defense, him not being there, we won games without him. Incredible coaching job, I think, personally in my world, because we say we want depth, but when you lose your first 5 defensive tackles and you're worried about people getting running on you, as a quarterback, I'm finding that guy who has no experience. I'm finding that guy who comes in for Cam Sutton. I'm finding those guys in for Jalen Reeves-Maybin. They did that. They watched film. But we still got 9 wins this year with a record-breaking day yesterday, day before yesterday. I'm happy for our Tennessee Volunteer football team.
All right, we got 3 Bs. We got a lowercase b and a couple strong Bs. Where are you going, Shazon?
I'm going to give them a solid, strong B, and the reason being 23 injuries. It only takes 22 people to play football on the offensive defensive side of the game. At the same time, I like to say thank you to Bobby Scott for really sticking behind Joshua Dobbs and saying, hey, he is the quarterback. that he is, that he turned out to be. And it's a fine season, guys, but a lot of injuries.
You got to, I mean, here's the thing. That doesn't mean settle. There are going to be people, I know what I'm going to get. So, yes, we should settle. No, by no means. The goal is championships. You missed that goal this year. At the same time, if you're following football as your hobby, and you say, if they don't win a championship, I'll not enjoy any of it. Find a new hobby. That's miserable. I mean, that's a way just to be miserable. I mean, I used to watch my dad come in from playing golf, and he was always mad. I'm like, is that your pastime? Why are you mad? And I've got friends that do the same thing with golf. It's like, I would find a new pastime.
What I find amazing is how people get so upset, like you said, you should find a new pastime, is that, you think our coaches and our players aren't just as frustrated? You think they don't want to win championships? It took a championship attitude to get University of Tennessee these 9 wins in this season, people. We had 23 injuries. That's huge. That's huge.
I think it's a B grade. I think everybody here said B, and I think that's probably accurate. You're not handing out big raises and extensions for a B grade, but you're also not handing out pink slips in my mind.
For Shazan, too, I can't say enough about Josh Dobbs. If we hadn't had him, I doubt if we'd had 9 wins.
No, I agree with you.
I mean, and I said all along, let him run the offense. Let him make the reads. Let him, if he's supposed to carry the ball, let him carry the ball. And I think yesterday or day before yesterday they did that.
We will come back. You guys will be back. Bobby, we have a special presentation for you. You're a champion in our hearts. Now you tied with somebody else, but you.
That's all right. That's all right.
You're the people's. It's kind of like Diana was the people's princess. You're the people's champion.
Just like
We'll discuss that later on the Sports Source. You don't want to miss that. Come on back. We're going to talk UT hoops. We got a lot more football to come. Got some perspective, some numbers that might interest you on the Butch Jones thing. Just how we look at coaches somewhere else versus how you look at your own coach. Come on back. I ticked a lot of people off on Twitter with something, and we'll tell you what it is. But next, basketball. Come on back.